Hello folks, this is Silver Token here, and I'm looking to start a Let's Play series. I haven't decided what it's going to be about yet, so for the first start here, I was planning to do some test videos here of just my current playing on Agrarian Skies 2. I'm already pretty heavy and deep into it, so this isn't going to be one of these Let's Play from the beginning type things. Like I said, this is really just a test video that I'm trying to get going on here. I have a new video card and headset coming in later this week, and I wanted some baselines, before and after, as well as a chance to take a look at what this stuff looks like on YouTube, and kind of get a listen to how my voice is, that type of thing. What I've decided to do here is do a Let's Play with blood magic. I have never used blood magic before, so this is a new thing for me. So my kind of plan here is just kind of go with it with you guys and see how it is. I have taken some looks at the wikis and stuff like that, so I do kind of know what it's about, and I've also watched a few other people's Let's Plays on it, so I do know some of the basics. I just never actually went through it for myself. As you can see here, I've already kind of set out a platform, stationed stuff off, and marked stuff off for a tier 6 altar at some point in time, and the plan here is just go ahead and start going on getting this built out. So let's go ahead and get over to my AE system here, and let's go ahead and start grabbing the parts we need to go ahead and get the stuff going. So the first thing you need is, of course, a sacrificial orb. We're going to need one of these to actually sacrifice and start getting our blood altar filled. And of course you need a blood altar. I don't think I have any furnaces in here. Wow, no furnaces, and 2 it looks like, so go ahead and get some wool going here. Get the blood altar going. Oh, I thought that was wool. Oh, it's just stone. Huh. My bad. Stone. That we can do. Right, craft. Go ahead and get 100 of that going. Goes. Thought that was stone. Oh. One too many. That's all. Alright, so there we go. Now we got our blood altar and our ore. So as far as I know, the very first thing we do is get those dropping. Let's see, I think that takes care of our quest here. And then we gotta work for a blood orb, as well as an alchemical chemistry set, and then start working on blank slates here. So let's see what we got going here. Probably should look into some okay, so that we have up and running, and now we have our first level of our, what's it called? Well, definitely don't want to pop that in there yet. Take ourselves almost down to dead. Alright, so well, I'm not actually playing on hardcore mode, so I don't need these actual heart canisters. Let's go ahead and get rid of that for right now. Clear some of my inventory out here. Alright, so let's see what's next here. Alright, so weak blood orb needs to be built, and blank slates. Oh, well, that's kind of nice. Ooh, and some red heart canisters. Let's see what it takes to build those. Alright, so let's get some stone here, and let's get the slates going at least. Right. Well, that's unusual. How do you get it out? Empty hand? Yeah, empty hand. Alright, so I'll keep an empty hand, it looks like. Alright, I'm going to get a few of these crafted up and take some looks, and I will get back to everyone here in just a minute. Okay, folks, I'm back here. I got just a couple of sigils going so far. We're going to go ahead and start getting the actual blood orb going, and for that, I need an actual diamond. Go ahead and just kick off a diamond here. And you basically need to put it in here with about 2,000 blood points. The default altar, if I remember correctly, stores about 10,000 life points in it automatically, so if you actually filled it up, you have no problem getting your first blood orb here. But we're going to go ahead and make sure we have more than enough going in here. And of course, this is running at its slowest state since I don't have any upgrades or anything on the altar right now. So we're basically running a tier 1 altar at this point. Come on. So slow in the beginning. There it is. Alright. I believe that bounds it to me. Yep, there we go. So it's already been bound to me at this point. And now I can continue to use that and pop that in there and charge that up or whatever at this point. The first thing I want to get, I think, though, is a divination sigil, if I remember correctly. So let me see what's going on with everything. So let's also pop over here and get some of these quests going. And of course we got our weak blood orb. Now the next step is to upgrade our altar and get into the next levels of the blood orbs. I did take a look at blood writing. That's forbidden magic, so I'm going to have to go down the Thaumcraft line to be able to do anything there first. So we're going to kind of just ignore that, and I'll come back to that probably later at this point. So at this point we're going to start working on our blood runes next. We're going to need 8 of those, I think. Get much more powerful tiers. Picture so I'll need 8 blood placed in a 3x3 with no center block and 1 level down from the altar. The altar will be in the center above the empty space with 8 runes are surrounded. On the next level down, you can replace the blood bloom altar later with better runes. Okay, so yeah, that's what I thought. So at this point, the goal is to totally get this sucker encased in blood runes. How many do I got already? And I've got 4, so I got to come up with 4 more. And of course, I probably want to get the augmented capacity ones here in the beginning because our goal and kind of concept here is going to be to our goal and focus here is probably going to be to get up to the higher level tiers of the blood storage, that type of stuff. So the only way we're going to be able to do that is to hit the augments up and get that altar storing more and more blood to get to the next levels. Okay, so let's see here. First, let's take a look at getting one of these sigils. I think, yeah. There we go. And that should help in letting us identify here what's going on. And after that, we need just more blood runes. I already had a couple more. Must have picked those up from something else here. So really only need 2 more. Oh, got just enough here. I think I need 1 more for the quest. Never understood that, why she has the quest set at 9, yet you only need 8 to get to the next level, but that's alright. We'll go ahead and pop out 1 more. Maybe it'll make more sense here later. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and drop I think I need to make a closer terminal or get my wireless remotes going, or probably bring a crafting table out or something. Gonna be doing a lot of running around if not. Alright. Okay, so with that should clear the quest. Yes, it does. Go ahead and that. Just regeneration. Alright. Yeah, current life essence, 400 LP. Altar's essence, 5,000, tier 1. Yeah, I'll let it charge up. Alright, so. Yep, and now I got 11,000 in there, as well as the stuff I'm putting in. Alright, so. The next step here is to go ahead and get this upgraded to a tier 2 altar. Let's see, what do the rooms actually take to build out? So I want to build out some augments. Buckets, I need imbued slate. So those will probably take a bit to get to, because yeah, those are tier 3s. I might want to work on some auto crafting setups before then to get those going. Just haven't decided how I want to do it yet. But either way, let's go ahead and replace these and get this sucker up to a tier 2 at least. And we'll start looking at other options we got. Okay. Up here with our divisionation sigil, and yes, we now have a tier 2 altar. Still got the same capacity though. Our goal though is to try and work up and get a mob farm and stuff going as fast as possible so we can start getting this sucker charged up from anything other than us. I'm not a fan of the sacrificial setup. Although I guess I could start working on... I do have a Botania setup kind of going over there. I haven't even got into the enchanting or anything yet on Botania, but there is a good chance that I could use that to build myself a health regen item. That will do a lot better than these sandwiches, of course. But the good thing to note is actually I did finish out an entire production line on making automatic footlongs from the system here. So I've got, you know, crops that grow tomatoes, lettuce, and soybean seeds. These are all level 10 plants, and they're automatically getting pulled and pushed into the AE system there, all via solar power. And then I've got a squeezer set up, or a pressure set up down here, pressing it all into tofu. And then after that, of course, I can just slam out footlongs all day long from the AE automatic crafting system here. And there it goes. Mayo and footlongs, mayo and footlongs. So if you're new to Agrarian Skies, soybean actually is one of the best plants to start learning early on. You can then pressure cook it into tofu, and tofu basically will substitute for meat, substitutes for eggs, it substitutes for just about everything. So it's pretty much a good staple to start in your, I would consider it early to mid game on Agrarian Skies, honestly. Because like I said, it's a very flexible food that you can do just about anything with. Some more blood going in here. And yes, we now have 7,800, so we can get up to tier 3 sigil if we just leave this sucker in long enough, but it's going to take freaking forever to get to a tier 3. So I'm going to go ahead and let that cook up to a tier 3, and I will be back. Okay, so I was actually wrong. I'm not going to be able to let it sit there and burn for tier 3 because I need a tier 3 altar to do that. So I took a look at what I needed, and I need a heck of a lot of runes. I need about 20 more of these runes. I got the glowstone for the other part, but creating 20 of those means about 40 more of the these slates here that I need to create. So we're going to go ahead and start this off by doing just a quick little bit of automation to help work this out. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here is I'm going to use a couple of transfer nodes to start getting stuff in. I might need a piece of transfer pipe. No, that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and set up one here to transfer the items out. And at this point, what I want is I want to get out just the actual slates, because if they stay in too long, of course, they're going to turn into the reinforced slates. So I'm going to go ahead and build a filter here real quick with just the blank slates in it. I'm going to add that to the setup here, and then we are going to add one more on the other side, but to a chest here. Actually, let's just do this. Oops, off. Right, and then let's go ahead and add one more. I thought I set that. I'm gonna have to go in and set that. There we go. And this should automatically pull out now whatever's in the system. So if we drop a stack of stone in here, it should now, as long as it's got blood, well, you know what, I'm going to have to put a restrictive setup on that. That isn't going to work, probably. Let's see if that will work, but I got a feeling it will not. Let's actually see what's happening here. Yeah, stuff's going down. I got a feeling it's going to try and convert the whole stack, though. So we probably want a restrictive pipe, I believe is what it is. Let's look this up real quick, and sorting, energy, crossover, mod sorting. Hyper rationing. Rationing pipe is what I think we need here. Because we want to basically just put in one of these. Let's go ahead and get some rationing pipes here real quick. Just change this up here. Alright, let's put a rationing pipe in. That's not the way we want that to go. Alright, let's see if you do this correctly. Still not doing it. I gotta look up how to do rationing pipes here. Give me just one sec, folks. I don't use extra utilities a lot. Okay, folks, I'm back here. I figured out what it was I messed up on. I actually wanted a hyper rationing pipe, not the regular rationing pipe. Regular rationing pipe does a full stack, whereas the hyper rationing pipe does one item, which is what I was actually looking for. So I'll go ahead and build one up here. I'm going to go ahead and drop that in, and this time we should only get one item, which is exactly what we want. It should burn down here. It should switch over, and when it does, the other item should pick it up, pop it into this chest here, and another one should come on down. So as long as we keep blood going into this thing here, it will automatically build us a bunch of the slate runes that we need at this point in time. So, like I said, quick, easy, dirty, start getting it going. I'm going to go ahead and get these 40 built out and then get the runes set up so that we can build our tier 3 altar. I'll be back when that is done, guys. Okay, folks, I'm back, and this is actually taking a bit longer than I expected. Needing a lot of blood to get this going, so what I might do is upgrade these blood runes here to the next level of the sacrificial rune so that I actually get more blood from the each sacrifice. In the meantime, what I've decided to do is actually I added a couple of levers here, which these levers I can use to actually stop the transfer nodes from transferring and putting things in. And in this case, I am going to go ahead and make my second tier blood orb, the apprentice orb. Basically, what you'll need to do is get about 5,000 LP in your altar, and then just drop an emerald in it and go ahead and wait for it here to fill up. It's a lot easier now, though, as we see, to keep track of how things are going, though, with the division sigil, which I forgot there's actually a reward for that. So we got to get about 8 reinforced slates for the next one, and there's a couple more things here like bloodstone and things like that. Well, let's go ahead and get this going here. As you can see, I started working out on the design for the altar here. I'm going to go ahead and do an alternating stair pattern. I don't know if I'm going to switch this from brick or not at this point, but I got lots of brick lying around at this point, and it's cheap and easy to make. So here we go. Boom, there we go. Now we got our new old orb here. So let's go ahead and pull that bad boy out, get it attached to us. And there we go. So now we got one, and now we've got one that can store up to 5,000 essence in our network. So let's see here how much we got in after we've done that. Alright, there we go. Now we got about 3,000 in that one. So got a much stronger blood orb now that we can start using. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is end it here as my first test here, and I will start working towards getting the altar built up to, or at least getting the items built up for a tier 3. Like I said, I'm probably going to go ahead and upgrade these runes here to the next level, which are the runes of self-sacrifice here. I got the glowstone, got the stone. I'm just going to have to increase these up to reinforced slates, which is actually pretty easy to do. All I have to do is come into here, take my filter out here, Grab my reinforced slate, change this bad boy out to reinforced slate now, pop him back in, turn everybody back on, and as long as I have more than 2,000 in here, or actually 3,000 I think is what it's going to need, let's go ahead and make sure we got more than 3,000 here. And I'll go ahead and show you guys how that works. Before we call it here. Sigil holding used to hold several sigils. That mean I can haha, that's kind of nice. And I can kind of scroll through them. There we go. That is actually very nice. We got 2,000. Almost got the 3,000 we need. That should do it. Alright, so that does it. So we'll go ahead and fire him back up. You'll see automatically puts one in, and this time what should happen is it should sit here and hold off until it gets to the second tier before it fires up and pulls it out. So there it goes. As we see the first 1,000 goes, it's still sitting there. It'll keep right on going here. Go ahead and shut you off so you don't put another one in. And boom, as we see, and then it ends up over back in this chest here. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm going to upgrade these at least 8 here so that I can probably pull out blood faster. And then at some point here I'm going to start looking at a regen item. I'll probably get the Britannia Life amulet or whatever. That thing will definitely help out a lot here. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.